When they finally married in 1994, it wasn't just a wedding. It was a fairy tale spectacle, broadcast to the world, cementing their union as one of music's most beautiful love stories. But even in this joy, Céline's life carried shadows. Céline Dion, a name that echoes through history, a voice that once soared above all others, and a spirit that has endured storms most of us could never imagine. On stage, she looked untouchable, a queen of music, one of the best-selling artists of all time. She amassed a fortune of nearly $800 million, sold out arenas across the globe, and stood in the spotlight as a symbol of success and perfection. But behind the curtain, her story was written in tears, pain, and sacrifice. Her life has been a paradox. To the world, she was the lucky one, blessed with an angelic voice, adored by millions, crowned with every award. Yet, deep within, Céline often lived with unseen suffering. Fame can hide tragedy, but it cannot erase it. Her journey began in Charlemagne, Quebec, the youngest of 14 children in a family drowning in poverty. Her crib was a drawer, her playground was the kitchen floor, and her lullabies were the whispers of struggle. Her parents had no wealth, no luxury, but what they had was music. Her family formed a band just to survive, playing in bars to make ends meet. And from that chaos, the little girl with the trembling voice began to sing. At only 12 years old, Céline's destiny shifted. Her mother and brother recorded a demo tape and sent it to a manager named René Angelil. When René heard her sing, he cried. That trembling, fragile voice carried something divine. He believed in her so much that he mortgaged his own house to fund her first album. That decision birthed a legend. Céline became a rising star in French music, and soon her gift exploded into the world stage. But as her fame soared, so did the personal battles no one could see. Her relationship with René was not only professional. Over time, their bond deepened and they fell in love. It was a love the world didn't understand at first. René was 26 years older. But to Céline, he wasn't just a partner. He was her protector, her anchor, her safe place in a world that demanded too much from her too soon. She faced fertility struggles that broke her heart. Behind the glamour, she fought quietly for years to become a mother, enduring painful IVF treatments and crushing miscarriages. Yet, her determination never wavered. When her first son, René Charles, was born in 2001, it wasn't just a birth. It was a miracle born from years of prayers and tears. Later, twins Nelson and Eddie followed, completing the family she had always dreamed of. But as happiness finally seemed within reach, life struck with its cruelest blow. In 1999, the world learned that René was battling throat cancer. For Céline, this was not just a test, it was the nightmare she had feared. She put her career on hold to care for him, becoming not the superstar, but the wife, the nurse, the warrior beside the man she loved. And though he survived the first battle, the cancer returned years later, fiercer than before. On January 14, 2016, René Angelil passed away in Céline's arms. Just 2 days later, tragedy struck again. Her brother Daniel died of cancer as well. Within 48 hours, she lost the two men she loved most. The world saw her step onto the stage at René's funeral, dignified yet shattered, and we realized the woman who gave us the soundtrack of love was now drowning in grief. But Céline kept going. She sang, even when her voice trembled with pain. She smiled for her fans, even when her heart was breaking. Music became her shield, her way of surviving unbearable loss. Yet another storm was coming. In December 2022, Céline revealed that she had been diagnosed with stiff person syndrome, a rare neurological disorder that affects the brain and spinal cord, causing severe muscle spasms and making it almost impossible to sing, or even walk. For the woman whose voice once carried across oceans, this was a cruel fate. Her body stiffened, her movements slowed, and her greatest gift, her voice, was stolen piece by piece. She cancelled tours, retreated from the stage, and the world watched as a living legend faced the possibility of silence. The once powerful diva who sang "My Heart Will Go On" now struggled simply to stand. But if there is one truth about Céline Dion, it is this: she does not give up. Even in the face of illness, she has not surrendered her spirit. In her words, "I'm not giving up. I love to sing. I always will. I miss my fans terribly. But for now I have to focus on my health." Her story is not just about fame. It is not about wealth or success or chart records. It is about a woman who turned pain into power, who carried tragedy with grace, who proved that even when life strips away everything, the soul can still shine. Céline Dion has lost much: her childhood, her great love, her health, her stage. And yet she remains unbroken. Her voice may falter, but her legacy is eternal. She is more than a singer. She is a warrior of the heart, a mother who never gave up, a widow who carried on, an artist who refused to let tragedy silence her. And no matter what the future holds, Céline Dion's story will forever remind us that behind every song, behind every standing ovation, there is a human being, who laughs, who cries, who breaks, who heals. Her music will echo for generations. Her courage will inspire forever. Céline Dion is not just a star. She is a testament to love, loss, and survival. And though illness may quiet her voice, the world will never forget her song.